Portion of Lifestyles is sponsored by Westside Chiropractic.
I'm here with my friend, Dr. Jessica Ignacio at Westside Chiropractic. She's getting me all worked up in the right position, too. Really helped me so much. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Now, the problem we're going to talk about now is not one, thankfully, that I have. TMJ, what exactly is that?
So TMJ is I guess I would call it like a disorder, if you will, but it's of the joint of the jaw.
Okay.
So TMJ actually stands for temporal mandibular joint, so it's an actual joint. And a lot of patients suffer from TMJ issues, as I like to say. So what that means is patients will say that they have issues with if they open their jaw, sometimes it will get literally stuck open.
Mm-hmm, I've heard that.
Yep, and they can't close it, and they kind of have to like work it, like that kind of motion to get it to loosen up. And or it like pops constantly every time they open it. But this is something that chiropractic can be a huge benefit for in treating these cases. And I like to talk about it because a lot of patients suffer from this, but they don't know that chiropractic can actually be a cure, if you will.
So what do you do?
Yes.
Because
so
there's different issues, right?
Yep. So being a joint, like we just talked about, it's like any other joint in the body. We want it to move properly. So it can get locked up because we use that joint all the time. So talking, of course, yawning, eating. So it can, one side isn't moving as well as the other side. So it tends to get locked up. So I have this nice little tool here that we use.
It's really awesome, too. Really
so
awesome.
It works the exact same way. You get the exact same benefits as a manual adjustment. But being the jaw, it is obviously more precise because it gets right into that jaw joint. And then we just make little clicks to that area, so it's low force, so it's
directly
not really painful.
Directly
right on that joint
okay.
that needs to be adjusted. Because then what it's doing is it's actually putting that motion that it's lacking back into that joint, and then that functions correctly. And a lot of times it can really help those people that have these issues.
Now, what causes it?
Don't know.
You name it?
So, yeah, it's just sometimes you're just more susceptible. And again, like I like to compare it to the bones of the back because it is like any other joint. Some people, lower back locks up. Some people, neck locks up. Some people just suffer from these issues. Also, the muscles, of course, are going to get really tight in that area because it's compensating. So working the muscles of this area and also keeping the neck nice and adjusted and working the muscles of the neck because everything is connected will again help to eliminate a lot of those issues and keep things moving and then prevent the jaw issues and stop the popping from taking place.
And that would drive you crazy. I mean, if
yes,
your jaw
and
is
it can
popping.
be very, yes, the popping is annoying to patients, so that is where it becomes a great benefit for them and they appreciate helping that part. But more importantly, stopping the locking from, because that can be very painful for a lot of patients and they suffer from a lot of issues with this.
Well, and stressful too. I would imagine it causes anxiety if your jaw locked up.
Absolutely, and it can happen at any time. There's no rhyme or reason on why these patients have it. It just happens. And then they'll say, a lot of times their dentist will say they get that checked out first, thinking it's a dental problem. But then if their dentist says, no, actually everything looks good tooth and teeth wise, then it'd be time. Give me a call. Let's see if it's something I can help with.
So TMJ, if you have that issue, call Jessica and her team. Tell everybody where you are.
We are at 2732 Mount Vernon Avenue. It's just a couple blocks west of St. Joe Avenue on the west side.
All right. She can take care of you. She's taking care of me. We'll be back with more Lifestyles right after this.
This portion of Lifestyles is sponsored by Westside Chiropractic.